Okay, it's showtime. I'm sure you're wondering why I'm wearing my Jack Prickhouse headset tonight. It's because, frankly, the microphone on this thing is better than the microphone on the webcam. And I want the voice to be reasonably clear, because it's basically going to be voice. I'm not going to be wearing a helmet or anything, so I can use this. And I call it my Jack Brickhouse headset because when I was a little kid, this is the kind of headset announcers wore for sports events and things like that. Jack Brickhouse was the announcer for the Chicago Cubs, and he wore something like this. And, oh, God, I wanted this so bad. Anyway, enough of that. This isn't going to be so much about psionics directly, though it does impact my approach to it. I'm going to talk about something that people don't think about very much. You are constrained by that which you ascribe to. When you say you believe in something, that you follow something that has certain, shall we say, requirements to it, that controls you. And it doesn't just control you interiorly. It does it exteriorly too, because people can judge you by their version of it. Let me give you an example I used many years ago. For those of you who know me, and I haven't talked about it much on these videos, but you know me, I was heavily involved in the Chicago BDSM community for many years. My involvement has gotten less and less and less over the years, largely because of basically physical constraint. I can no longer drive at night. My wife can no longer drive at all. It is physically impossible to get to things. We have our little group, Chicago Slosh, but basically we go down in the afternoon, we stay overnight, and then we come back the next day. What that means in practical terms is that we're out of it. We really are. That's not really important. What is important is that we were the first group to publicly repudiate safe, sane, and consensual. And we did that back in, 1998. And that was a surprise to people because it was sort of this mantra. People would go to one of these groups and say, it would be like, right after they would say, I'm Fred and I'm a pervert, they would say, then they'd bring out the safe, sane, and consensual, and everybody would bow down. Well, we weren't going to do that. And the reason is very simple. It had nothing to do with not wanting to be safe. Well, we knew we weren't sane, so the very concept was absurd. And we weren't just going to grab people off the street and flog them. If we were in a civilized country, that would be no issue. But we're not in a civilized country, and people get weird about that. So consent is there to keep the lawyers happy, purely and simply. If we were in some nice little South American dictatorship, we would all work for the secret police, and we wouldn't have to concern ourselves with it. But in any event, damn, these earphones are never comfortable. We repudiated. We said we don't follow it. We did it for a reason. Say you said you ascribe to this mantra, which it was what it was. What you were doing is you were letting everyone else judge your every action by their interpretation of it. So you could do something that you consider completely in accord with the dictum, but somebody else might disagree, and they would say, "You're not SSD." Laugh, 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 laugh. And then you would have to say, "But yes, I am," and then try to justify the action in accord with this weird overall principle. But the other problem with that is you would have to do it on their terms, not yours. See where this is going. If you cut the Gordian knot and say safe, sane, and consensual is bullshit, and we couldn't care less, what are they going to say? All they can do is stamp their impotent little feetsies, and you go your merry way and ignore them. Another thing is, look at our Christian friends. And yes, I have Christian friends. They're very good friends. I have had more kindness from Christians than I've had from my own people. And I hate to admit it, but it's true. They are constrained, horribly constrained. If you don't do this, you're not a Christian. If you do this, you're not a Christian. If you think this way, you're not Christian. That's a horrible way to live. It really is. Who is making the rules for your life? Again, you cut the Gordian knot. As a many years ago now, girlfriend would say, "I'm not Christian. I don't have to forgive them." You're not bound by other people's rules. This is why I have always said, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not the other thing. And what I am, the only rules is there are no rules. It's a way of avoiding these problems. It makes life a lot easier. So that is one of the reasons why psionics is presented as totally outside any system. We make our own rules. We decide on our own standards for ourselves. We don't ascribe to anyone else's. The Wiccans can talk about not harming people, and it harm none. We say, we harm lots of people and we do it for the fun of it. We're not Wiccan. We don't care. And that's the key. We don't care. Once you get that through to you, and you're not going to be controlled, you are free. This is your old friend, the Archfiend, the fountain of wickedness, Uncle Chucky. Have a thoroughly evil day.